the Patriots have watched Danny Amendola leave, with Gronkowski giving him a social media send-off of saying, be happy, be free. He's talking about not maybe coming back. Solder is now a Giant, and now Cooks is a Ram. How is Brady? What is he thinking right now, Tom?
And Dion Lewis is elsewhere as well.
Correct. He's a Titan.
Yeah, you got a huge outflow of offensive talent. What's Brady thinking? I think, honestly, from my contacts and sources, he's thinking about just getting his brain in order with his family and trying to recalibrate and figure out exactly what he wants to do going forward. I don't think that he's going to get caught up with the ins and outs and the roster machinations. He never really has. He hasn't had that GM level of input here with the Patriots over the course of time, which is, interesting when you think of the other players who have around the NFL as quarterbacks. So I don't think he's losing his mind about it. I do imagine, though, when you talk about Nate Solder, the Patriots have a tendency to put a lot on Brady, as you know, over the years. And the buck ends up stopping with him, even if the roster decisions are made elsewhere. So this guy takes less money than virtually every decent quarterback in the league, and he's better than them. And more falls on his plate to try and clean up the talent or lack of talent or developing talent issues that the team has elsewhere. So I think that's where some of this notion of underappreciation, as his wife alluded to at the end of Tom versus Time, might enter into it, as well as, just the ability to think of his own brand and future going forward as a 40-year-old.
So, look, here's the narrative, right?
Am I all over the place here?
No, but the Patriots are, Tom. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, the whole situation, it's difficult to get a wrap on. That it could just be, it just could be Belichick is stockpiling talent because he knows that he's going to be there for quite some time before he may or may not hand the reins off to McDaniels, who jilted the Colts because he may or may not have been told that he's the next guy. And then Brady's sitting there, he may or may not be thinking of stepping away, and Gronk may or may not be thinking about stepping away. And what is the current state of Gronkowski right now, Tom? Best you can tell.
The best I can tell is he'll play in 2018. And the fact that the Patriots traded away Brandon Cooks, as Adam Schefter, and I trust Adam's reporting, implicitly, he's generally right on with the Patriots. And he says that now this means that Gronkowski's not going to be traded. Well, is Gronkowski going to play? Eventually, I think he's going to, put his shirt back on, turn his hat around forward, and come back and play football. Do I think that all of this stuff, his off-season feeling his oats and stringing things out and subtweeting the team have gone over big? No, they absolutely haven't. But I don't think that there's a lot of recourse to the team. I also will be very intrigued to see whether or not he gets the same kind of incentive-laden contract that he did last year. Because if you're Belichick and you have kids jumping up and down upstairs, making a whole crap load of noise, and all the other kids sitting at the dinner table behaving themselves, do you go upstairs and reward the kid who's making all the noise upstairs just to convince him to come down to the table and eat dinner? I mean, that sends a bad message for the quote-unquote culture, I think. So there's a lot going on. Like you said, man, you're exactly right. That's why it's hard to stay on one path with this team and just converse in one small silo.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.